and, as thou sayest, charge my brother on his blessing to give me a good education. This is it, Adam, that grieves me. My brother Jacques, he keeps at school, and report speaks gold and leave his profit. For my part, he keeps me rustically at home, or, to speak more properly, stays me here at home unkept. This nothing that he so plentifully gives me, this something that nature gave me, his countenance seems to take from me. He lets me feed with his hinds, bars me the place of a brother, and, as much as in him lies, minds my gentility with my education. Then there begins my sadness. I will no longer endure it, though yet I know no wise remedy how to avoid it.
Yonder comes my master, your brother!
Go over it, Adam, and thou shalt hear how he will shake me up.
Now, sir, what make you here?
Nothing, sir. I am not taught to make anything.
What mar you then, sir?
Sir, I am helping you to mar that which God made, a poor, unworthy brother of yours, with idleness.
Sir, be better employed, and be not a while.
Shall I feed your hogs and eat husks with them?
Know you where you are, sir?
Very well, here in your orchard.
Know you before whom, sir?
I, better than he I am before knows me. I know you are my eldest brother, and in the gentle condition of blood, you should so know me. The courtesy of nations allows you my better, but the same tradition takes away not my blood. Were there 20 brothers betwixt us, I have as much of my father in me as you.
What boy?
Come, elder brother, you are too young in this.
Look thou lay hands on me, villain.
I am no villain. I am the youngest son of Sir Roland de Bois, and he is thrice a villain that says such a father begot villains. Wert thou not my brother, I would not take this hand from thy throat till the other hand will let thy tongue forsake.
Sweet master, be patient, for your father's remembrance be at accord.
God's sake!
I will not, till I please you shall hear me. My father charged you in his will to give me a good education. You have trained me like a peasant, obscuring and hiding all gentlemanlike qualities from me. Therefore, allow me such exercises as may become a gentleman. Or, give me the poor lottery my father left me by testament, and with that, I will go by my fortunes.
I will not be long troubled with you. You shall have some sort of your payment. Now get you in.
I will not
Get you within, you old dog. Allah, Dennis.
Called your worship?
Was not Charles, the Duchess's wrestler, here to speak with me?
So please you, he is here at the door, importunes access to you.
Call him in. It will be a good way. Tomorrow the wrestling is.
Good morrow to your worship.
Good, Monsieur Charles. What's the new news at the new court?
There's no news at the court, sir, but the old news. That is, the old Duchess is banished by her younger sister, the new Duchess. 3 or 4 loving lords have put themselves into voluntary exile with her. Their lands and revenues enrich the new Duchess. Therefore, she gives them good leave to wander.
Can you tell if Rosalind, the Duchess's daughter, be banished with her?
Oh, no. But the Duchess's daughter, her cousin, so loves her, being ever from their cradles bred together, that she would have died to stay behind her or followed her exile. She is at the court, no less beloved of her own daughter than her aunt. Never two ladies loved as they do.
Where will the old Duchess live?
They say she's already in the forest of Arden, and have many merry women with her. There they live like the old Robin Hood of England. They say many young ladies flock to her every day and fleet the time carelessly.
What, you wrestled before the new Duchess?
Marry do I, sir, and came to acquaint you with a matter. I am given, sir, secretly to understand that your younger brother Orlando hath the disposition to come in disguised against me to try a fall. Tomorrow, sir, I wrestle for my credit, and he that escapes me without some broken limb shall acquit him well. Your brother is but young and tender, and for your love I would be loath to foil him as I must, if he'd come in for my own honor. Therefore, out of my love to you, I came hither to acquaint you with all, that either you might stay him from his intendment, or brook such disgrace will as he shall run into, and that it is a thing of his own will, and altogether against mine.
Charles, I thank thee for thy love to me, which you will find I will most kindly requite. I have myself notice of my brother's purpose herein, and have by underhand means labored to dissuade him from it. But he is resolute. I'll tell thee, Charles, it is the stubbornest young fellow of all of France, full of ambition, and envious emulator of every good man's parts, a secret and villainous contriver against me, his natural brother. Therefore use thy discretion. I had as lief that break his neck as his finger, and thou art best to look to it. For, if thou dost him any slight disgrace, or if he do not mightily grace himself upon you, He will practice on you by poison, entrap thee by some treacherous device, and never leave thee till he hath tamed thy life. I'll tell you, Charles, he's the most horrible young man in all the France.
I'm heartily glad I came hither to you. If he come tomorrow, I'll give him his payment.
Farewell, good Charles. Now will I stir this gamester. I hope to see an end of him, for my soul, though I know not why, hates nothing more than he. He is beloved of my own people who best know him. All that is left is that I kindle the boy thither, which now will go about.
Rosalind, sweet my coz, be merry.
Dear Celia, I show you more mirth than I am mistress of. Would you yet I were merrier, unless you could teach me to forget a banished mother?
Kieran, I see thou lovest me not with the full weight that I love thee. If thy mother, thy banished mother, had banished my mother, the Duchess, so hadst thou still been with me. I would have taught my love to take thy mother as mine. And so wouldst thou, if the truth of thy love were so righteously tempered as mine is to thee.
Well, I will forget the condition of my estate to rejoice in yours.
You know, my mother hath no child but I, nor none is like to have. And truly, when she dies, thou shalt be her heir, for what she hath taken away from thy mother perforce. I will render thee again in affection, by mine honor I will, and when I break that oath, let me turn monster. Therefore, my dear Rose, my sweet Rose, be merry.
From henceforth I will, coz, and devise sports. Let me see. What think you of falling in love?
I prithee do, to take sport withal, but love no man in great earnest, nor in sport neither. Then with the safety of a pure blush, thou mayst in honor come off again.
What shall be our sport then?
Let us sit and mock the good housewife Fortune from her wheels, that her gifts may be bestowed equally.
Mistress, you must come away to your mother.
Were you made messenger?
Nay, by mine honour. But I was bid to come for thee, so.
Where learned you that oath, fool?
Of a certain knight who swore by his honour that the pancakes were good, and swore by his honour that the mustard was not. And I'll stand to it. The pancakes were not, and the mustard was good. It was not the knight forsworn.
I will prove you that in the great heap of your knowledge.
Hey, Mary, now unmuzzle your wisdom.
Stand you both forth now, stroke your chins, and swear by your beards that I am a knave.
By your beards, if we had them, thou art.
By my knavery, if I had it, then I were. But if thou swearest by that which is not, thou art not forsworn. So too was this knight, swearing by his honour, for he never had any. Or if he did, he had sworn it away long before he saw those pancakes or that mustard.
Who is that thou meanest?
One that your mother Francesca loves.
Enough, speak no more of her. You'll be whipped for taxation one of these days.
The more pity that fools do not speak wisely as wise men do foolishly.
Thou sayest true, for since the little wit that fools have was silenced, the little foolery that wise men have makes of great show. Here comes good Mistress Laveau,
With her mouth full of news.
which she will put on us as pigeons feed their young.
And then we shall be news crammed.
All the better, we shall be more marketable. Bonjour, good Mistress Laveau. What's the news?
Fair princess, you have lost much good sport.
Sport of what color?
What color? How should I answer you?
As wit and fortune will.
Or as the destinies decree.
Well said. That was laid on with the travel.
Nay, if I keep not my rank.
Thou losest thy old smell.
You may see. I would tell you of good fortune, of good wrestling which you have lost the sight of.
Yet, tell us the manner of this wrestling.
I will tell you the beginning, and if it pleases you, you may see the end, for the best is yet to do, and here where you are, they are coming to perform it.
The beginning, which is dead and buried.
There comes an old man and his 3 young sons.
I can match this beginning with an old tale.
3 young men of excellent growth and presence.
With bills on their necks, be it known to all men by these presents.
The eldest of the brothers wrestled with Charles, the Duchess's wrestler, which Charles in a moment threw and broke 3 of his ribs, that there is little hope of life in him. And so he served the second, and so the third. Yonder they lie, the poor old man their father, making such pitiful dole over them, that all the beholders take his part with weeping.
Alas!
But what is the sport that the ladies have lost?
Why, that I speak of.
Thus men do grow wiser every day. 'Twas the first time I had heard the breaking of ribs to be sport for ladies.
Nor I promise thee.
Is there any else longs upon this rib breaking? Is there yet another who dotes to feel this broken music in his sides? Shall we see the wrestling, cousin?
You must, if you stay here, for here is the place appointed for the wrestling, and they are ready to perform it.
Yonder sure they are coming. Let us stay and see them.
Come on, since the youth will not be entreated, his own peril and his lowliness.
Is yonder the man?
Monsieur, the charms of the princess calls for you.
I attend them with all respect and duty.
Young sir, you have seen cruel proof of this man's strength. We pray you, for your own sake, to give over this attempt and embrace your safety.
Do, young sir, your reputation will not be misprized. We will make it our suit to the Duchess that the wrestling might not go forward. I beseech you, punish me not with your hard words, wherein I confess me much guilty to deny so fair ladies anything. If I die, it is because I'm willing to be so. It's the little strength I have, I will it with you.
And mine to eke out hers.
I pray heaven I be deceived in you. Fare you well.
Your heart's desires be with you.
Come, where is this young gallant that is so desirous to lie with his mother earth?
Pretty, sir, but he hath ended more modest working.
You shall try but one fall.
No, I warrant your grace. You shall not entreat him to a second that has so mightily persuaded him from a first.
You mean to mock me after? You should not have mocked me before. Now Hercules be thy speed, young man.
If I were invisible, I would try and catch the strong fellow by the leg.
Oh, excellent, young man.
If I had a thunderbolt in mine eye, I should tell you that you're dead. No more! No more!
Yes, I beseech your grace, I am not yet well breathed.
How doth thou, Charles?
He cannot speak, my lady.
Bear him away.
What is thy name, young man?
Orlando, my liege, the youngest son of Serendipity.
I would as thou have been son to some man else. The world esteemed my father honorable, but I did find him still mine enemy. Thou shouldst have better pleased me with this deed, hadst thou descended from another house. But fare thee well. Thou art a gallant too. I would thou hadst told me of another father.
I am more proud to be the youngest son of Sir Alan Dubois, and I would not chase that calling to be the adopted heir to credit, Francesca. My mother loves Sir Alan as her own soul, and all that was of my mother's mind. Had I yet known this young man his son, I should have given him tears into entreaties, ere thus he should venture.
Let us go thank him and encourage him. My mother's rough and envious disposition sticks me at heart. Sir, you have wrestled well and are well deserved if you do keep your promises in love. But justly, as you have exceeded all promises, your mistress shall be happy.
Gentlemen, wear this for me, one out of suits with fortune, that could give more, but her hand lacks the means. Shall we go?
Aye, fare you well, fair gentlemen.
Can I not thank you? My better parts are all thrown down, and he that stands up is but a quaint tame, a mere lifeless block.
He calls us back. My pride fell with my fortune. I'll ask what he called.
Did you call, sir? Sir, you have wrestled well and overthrown more than your enemies.
Will you go, guys?
I have with you and fare you well. What passion hangs these weights upon my tongue? She calls me back, but I cannot speak to her. Oh, poor Orlando, thou art overthrown. Or Charles or something weaker masters thee.
Good sir, I do in friendship counsel you to leave this place. Albeit you deserve high commendation, true applause and love. Yet the Duchess misconstrues all that you have done. The Duchess is humorous, what she is indeed, more suits you to speak than I to, or more suits you to conceive than I to speak of.
I thank you. Pray, tell me, which of the daughters here that was the daughter of the Duke?
Neither her daughter, if we judge by manners. Yet the smaller is her daughter, and the other is daughter to the banished Duchess, here detained by her serpent aunt to keep her daughter company, whose loves are dearer than the natural bond of sisters. But I can tell you of late, the Duchess hath tamed this pleasure against her gentle niece, grounded upon no other argument than the people praise her for her virtues, and pity her for the good mother's sake. But, on my life, her malice against the lady will suddenly break forth. Sir, fare you well.
I rest much bound unto thee. Very well. Then must I, from smoke to smother, from a tyrant duke unto a tyrant brother. But, oh, heavenly Rosalind!
Why, cousin, why, Rosalind, Cupid, have mercy, not a word.
Not one to throw at a dog.
No, thy words are too precious to be thrown away upon curse. Come, throw some at me, and lay me with reason.
Then there were two cousins, one laid with reason, the other mad without any.
But is all this for your mother?
No, some of it is for my child's father. Oh, how full of briars is the working day world.
They are but burrs, cousin, thrown upon thee in holiday foolery. If we walk not in the trodden paths, our very petticoats will catch them.
I would shake them off my coat, but these burrs are in my heart.
Hem them away.
I would if I could cry hem and have him.
Cousin, turning these jests out of service, is it possible that you should fall into such a strong liking with old Sir Rowland's youngest son?
The Duchess, my mother dearly.
Doth it therefore ensue that you should love his son dearly? By this kind of chase I should hate him, for my mother hated his father dearly, but I hate not Orlando.
No, faith, he cannot for my sake.
Why should I not? Doth he not deserve well?
Let me love him for that. But do you love him? Because I do. But look, here comes the Duchess.
With her eyes full of anger.
Mistress, dispatch you with your same taste and get you from our court.
Me, aunt?
You, cousin, within these 10 days, if thou beest found so near a public court as 20 miles, thou diest.
I do beseech your grace. Let me know the knowledge of my fault. Bear with me. If I do hold the intelligence, did I offend your highness?
Thus do all traitors. Let it suffice thee that I trust thee not.
Mistrust cannot make me a traitor, my lady. Tell me whereon the likelihood depends.
Thy mother was a traitor. There's enough.
Treason is not inherited. What's that to me? My mother was not a traitor.
Dear sovereign, hear me speak.
Celia, we stayed her for your sake, else had she been with her mother, ranged alone.
I did not then entreat to have her stay. It was your own pleasure and your own remorse. I did not then value her friendship. But now I know her. If she be a traitor, why, so am I.
She's too subtle for thee. Her silence, very smoothness, and her patience. They speak to people and they pity her. Thou art a fool. She robs thee of thy name. Thou wilt see more bright and more virtuous when she is gone. So open not thy lips. Firm and irrevocable is the doom which I have passed upon her. She is banished.
Don't pronounce that sentence on me, my liege. I cannot live out of her company.
Thou art a fool! You, cousin, if you outstay the time, upon my honor and in the greatness of my word, you die.
Oh, my poor Rosalind, whither wilt thou go? Wilt thou change mothers? I'll give thee mine. I pray thee, be not more grieved than I am.
I have more cause.
Thou hast not. Knowest thou not? The Duchess hath banished me, her daughter.
She hath not.
No, hath not. Rosalind then lacks the love that teaches thee, that thou and I are one. Shall we be sundered? Shall we part, sweet girl? No, let my mother seek another heir. and devise with me how we may fly. Say what thou canst, I'll go along with thee.
Why, whither shall we go?
To seek thy aunt in the forest of Arden.
Alas, what danger will it be to us? Maids as we are, travel forth so far. Beauty provoketh thieves sooner than gold.
I'll put myself in poor and mean attire, with a kind of umber smirch on my face. So the like to you, and we shall pass along and never stir sailors.
Were it not better that I am of common tall, did all suits point me like a man, with a gallant girdle axe on my thigh and a bow spear in my hand?
But what shall I call thee when thou art a man?
I'll have no worse a name than by Jove's own page. Look forth, you call me Ganymede. But whatever shall we call you?
Something that hath a reference to my estate. No longer Celia, but Aliena.
But what if we essayed to steal the clownish fool from your mother's court? Would he not be a comfort to our travels?
Oh, he'll travel over the wide world with me. Leave me alone to woo him. Now let's away and get our jewels and wealth together. Devise the fittest time and safest way to hide from the pursuit which will be made after my flight. Now go in content to liberty and not to banishment.
Comrades and brothers in exile, hath not all custom made this life more sweet than that of painted pomp? Are not these woods more free from peril than the envious court? Here feel we but the penalty of Adam, the seasons' difference as the icy fang and the churlish chiding of the winter wind, which when it bites and blows upon my body even till I shriek with cold. I smile and say, this is no flattery, these are counselors that feelingly persuade me what I am. And this a life exempt from public haunt. Find tongues of trees, books and running brooks, sermons and stones, good in everything, I would not change it.
Happy is your grace.
Come, shall we go and kill this venison? Yet it irks me, the poor dappled fools, be native burghers to this desert city, should in their own confines with forked heads have their round haunches gored.
Indeed, my lady, the melancholy chaplain grieves at that, and in that kind swears you do more usurp than your sister that hath banished you.
But what said Jacqueline? Did she not moralize the spectacle?
Indeed, my lady, into 1,000 similes.
And did you leave her in this contemplation?
We did, my lady, weeping and commenting upon the starboard ear.
Show me the place. I love to cope her in these solemn fits, and
I'll
then
bring
she's
you
full
to
of
her
matter.
Possible that no man saw them. It cannot be. Some villains of my court are in consent and sufferance in this.
I cannot hear of any that did see her. The ladies, the attendants of the chamber saw her bed, and in the morning early they found the bed untreasured of their mistress.
My lady, the royalish clown at whom so oft your grace was wont to laugh is also missing. His spirit as a princess gentlewoman confesses that she secretly o'erheard your daughter and her cousin much commend the parts and graces of the wrestler that did but lately foil the sinewy Charles, and believes, wherever they are gone, that youth is surely in their company.
Send to his brother. If he be absent, send his brother to me. I will make him find him. Do this suddenly, and let not search and inquisition fail to bring again these foolish runaways.
There.
What? My young master. Oh, my gentle master. Oh, my sweet master. Oh, memories of old Sir, why, what made you here?
Why? What's the matter?
Oh, unhappy who come not within these doors, within this roof. The enemy of all your graces lives. Your brother, no brother. Yet the son, yet not a son. I will not call him son, of whom I was about to call his father. Hath heard your praises. Tonight he means to burn the lodging where you used to lie, and you within it. And if he fail that, he hath other means to cut you off. This, I overheard him and his practices. This is no place. This house is but a butchery. Abhor it, fear it, do not enter it.
Why, whither, Adam, wouldst thou have me go?
No matter whither, so you come not here.
What? Wouldst thou have me go and beg my wood, or the base and boisterous sword, and force the thievish living on the common road? This I must do, or know not what to do. Yet this I will not do what I can. I rather will subject me to the malice of a diverted blood and bloody brother.
But do not so, for I have 500 crowns, the thrifty hire I saved under your father, which I did store to my foster nurse, for when in service should of my own limbs I lay. Here is the gold. All this I give you. Let me be your servant, for I may look old, yet I am strong and lusty. For in my youth I never did apply hot rebellious thinkers in my blood, nor did I with unbashful forehead move the means of weakness and debility. Therefore my age is but a lusty winter, frosty but kindly. Let me go with you. I'll do the work of a younger man in all your business and necessities.
Oh, good old man, how willingly appears the constant service of the antique world. Come thy ways, we'll go on together, and ere we have thy youthful wages spent, we'll light upon some set of low content.
Master, go on, and I'll follow thee to the last gasp with truth and loyalty.
I would care not for my spirits if my legs were not weary.
I could find it in my heart to disgrace my man's apparel and cry like a woman, but I must comfort the weaker vessel, as doublet and hose ought to show itself courageous to pain. Therefore, courage, good Aliena.
I pray you, bear with me. I cannot go no further.
For my part, I would rather bear with you than bear you. Though I think I would bear no cross if I did bear you. For I think you have no money in your purse.
Well, this is the forest of Arden.
Aye, now am I in Arden. The more fool I. When I was at home, I was in a better place. The travelers must be content.
Aye, be so good, Touchstone. But look, here comes an old man and young and solemn talk. They seem to be a while off. They're coming.
That is the way to make her scorn you still.
No, Corin, being old thou canst not guess. Though in thy youth thou wast as true a lover as ever did sigh upon a midnight pillow. Though if thy love was ever like to mine, though I'm sure never a man did love so. How many actions most ridiculous hast thou been drawn to by thy fantasy?
Into 1,000 that I have forgotten.
Oh, then thou ne'er loved so heartily. If thou hast, rememberest not the slightest folly that love hast made thee run into, then thou hast not loved. Or if thou hast not sat, as I do now, then thou hast not loved. Or if thou hast not broken from company, abruptly as my passion makes me now, then thou hast not loved. Baby! 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 Baby!
Alas, poor shepherd, searching of thy wound, I have by hard adventure found my own.
And I mine. I remember. When I was in love, I broke my sword upon a stone, and bid him take that a coming tonight, and James smile. I remember the kissing of her battler, and the cow's duds that her pretty chopped hands had milked. I remember the wooing of a peas cart instead of her, and taking from thence 2 cards, giving them her again, said with weeping tears, "Wear these for my sake. We that are in love run into strange capers, but as all is mortal in nature, so in all nature love mortal in folly."
Thou speakest wiser than thou art aware of.
Nay, I'll never beware of mine own wit, till I break my shins against it.
Jove, this shepherd's passion is much upon my fashions.
And I mine, though it grows something stale in me.
I pray one of you, touch me on man, if he for gold will give us food. I faint almost to death.
Oh, Lord, you clown!
Peace, fool, he is not thy kinsman. Who calls?
You're better, sir.
Also the very wretch. Peace, I say. Good evening to you, friend.
And to you, gentle sir, and to you all.
I prithee, if that of love or gold can in this desert place buy entertainment, bring us where we may rest ourselves and feed. For here's a young maid who travel much oppressed and faints for succour.
Fair sir, I pity her, and wish for her sake more than for mine own, but my fortunes were more able to relieve her. I am shepherd to another man, and do not shear the fleeces that I graze. My master is of churlish disposition, and little recks to find his way to heaven, by doing deeds of hospitality. Besides, his coat, his flocks, and bounds and feed are now on sale, and at his sheep coat now, by reason of his absence, there's nothing he will feed on. But it is, come see, and in my voice most welcome shall you be.
What is he that he might buy flock and pasture?
That young swain that you saw here but ere while, that little cares for buying anything.
I pray thee, if it stand with honesty, buy thou the cottage, the pasture, and the flock, and thou shalt have us to pay for it.
And we will mend thy wages. I like this place, and could willingly waste my time.
Assuredly, the thing is to be sold. Come with me, if you like, upon report, the soil, the profit, and that kind of life. I will your very faithful feeder be, and buy it with your gold right suddenly.
Under the greenwood tree, who loves to lie with me, and turn his merry note unto the sweet bird's throat. Come hither, come hither, come hither, here shall he see no enemy but winter and rough weather.
More, I prithee more.
It will make you melancholy, Madame Jacqueline.
I think it. More, I prithee more, for I can suck melancholy out of song, as a weasel sucks eggs. More, I prithee more.
My voice is ragged. I know it cannot please you.
I do not desire you to please me. I do desire you to sing. Come more, another stanzo. Call ye them stanzos?
What you will, Madame Jacqueline.
Nay, I care not for their names, they owe me nothing. Will you sing?
More at your request than to please myself.
Well, if I ever thank any woman, I'll thank you. For they that call compliments is like the encounter of two dog apes. And when a man thanks me heartily, methinks I have given him a penny, and he renders me the beggarly thanks. Come, sing, and you that will not, hold your tongues.
Well, I'll end us all. Sirs, cover the while. The Duchess will dine under this tree. She hath been all this day to love you.
And I have been all this day to avoid her. She is too disputable for my company. I give heaven thanks and make no boast of them. Come, more will come.
Under the greenwood tree, who loves to lie with me, and turn his merry note unto the sweet bird's throat. Come hither, come hither, come hither, here shall he see no enemy but winter and rough weather.
I'll give you a verse to this note that I made yesterday in spite of this invention.
And I'll sing it.
If it do come to pass that any man should ask, leaving his wealth and ease, and pleased with what he gets, Duke Tome, Duke Tome, Duke Tome, here shall he see gross fools as he, and if you will come to me.
What's that Duke Dame?
'Tis a Greek invocation to call fools into a circle. I'll go sleep if I can. If I cannot, I'll revenge all the firstborn of Egypt.
And I'll go seek the Duchess. Her banquet is prepared.
Oh, dear master. Oh, I can go no further. Oh, I die for food. Here I lie down, measure out my grave. Farewell, kind master.
Why, how now, Adam? No greater heart than me? Live a little, comfort a little, cheat thyself a little. If its uncouth voice steals anything savage,
I will give it food for, or bring it food for thee. Come, I'll bear thee some shelter, and thou shalt not die for lack of a dinner.
I think she'd be transformed into a beast, for I can nowhere find her like a woman.
My lady is but even now gone hence. Here was she merry, hearing of the song.
And if she compacted jars through a musical? For we have shortly discord in these spheres. Go seek her, tell her I'd speak to her.
She saves me my labor by her own approach.
Why, how now, madam? What a life is this, that your poor friends must woo your company? What, you look merrily.
A fool! A fool! I met a fool in the forest, who laid him down and basked him in the sun, and railed on Lady Fortune in good terms. In good set terms, and yet a motley fool. Good morrow, fool, quoth I. Nay, quoth he, call me not fool till heaven hath set me fortune. Then he drew a dial from his poke, and said very wisely, It is now 10 o'clock, and an hour ago 'twas 9, and after an hour more 'twill be 11. And from hour to hour we ripe and ripe, and from hour to hour we rot and rot. When I did hear this motley fool with moral on the time, my lungs began to crow, and I did laugh, an hour by his dial. O noble fool, O worthy fool.
What fool is this?
O worthy fool. When there hath been a courtier, he says, and if the ladies be but young and fair, they have the gift to know it. He hath strange places crammed with observation, the which events in mangled forms. Oh, that I were a fool, I am ambitious for a motley coat.
Thou shalt have one.
It is my only suit. I must have liberty with all, as large a charter as the wind, to blow on whom I please, for so fools have. Invest me in my motley, and let me please clean the foul body of the infected world, if they will patiently receive my medicine.
Spy on thee, I can tell what thou wouldest do.
What for counter would I do but good?
Most mischievous foul sin in Chinese inn, for thou thyself hast been a libertine as sensual as the brutish scheme itself.
Why, who cries out on pride? Or what is he of the basest function that says his bravery is not to my cost? There then, how then, what then? Let me see wherein my tongue hath wronged him. If it do him right, then he hath wronged himself if he be free. But who comes here?
Forbear, and eat no more.
Why, I have eaten none yet.
Nor shalt not, till necessity be served.
Of what kind shall this cock come of?
Art thou thus full demand by thy distress, or else through despair of good manners?
You touched my vein, and at first I am inland bred and know some nurture. But forbear, I say, he dies that touches any of this fruit.
If you will not be answered with reason, I must die.
What would you have, that your gentleness must force, more than your force move us to gentleness?
I almost died for food, and let me have it.
Sit down and feed, and welcome to our table.
Speakest thou so gently? Pardon me, I pray. I thought everything in this forest had been savage, so I put on a countenance of stern commandment. Let gentleness my strong enforcement be, in which hope I blush and hide my sword.
Go seek him out, and we will waste nothing till you return.
I thank thee for thy good comfort.
It seems that we are not all alone unhappy. This wide and universal theater presents more woeful pageants than the scene wherein we play in.
All the world's a stage, and all the men and women merely players. They have their exits and their entrances, and each man in his time plays many parts, his acts being 7 ages. At first, the infant, mewling and puking in the nurse's arms. Then the whining schoolboy, with his satchel and shining morning face, creeping like a snail unwillingly to school. Then the lover, sighing like a furnace with a low ballad made his mistress's eyebrow. Then the soldier, full of strange oaths and bearded like a pard. Then the justice, this fair round belly and good cap in line, with eyes severe and beard of fulmicant, for the wise saws and modern instances, and so he plays his part. The 6th age shifts into the lean and slippered pantaloon, with spectacles on nose and pouch on side, his youthful hose well saved, a world too wide. For his shrunk shank and his big manly voice, turning again toward childish trouble,
pipes and whistles at a sound.
Last thing of all, that ends a strange, eventful history. It's like a childlessness and your oblivion. Sun teeth, sun eyes, sun taste, sun everything.
Welcome. Set down your venerable burden and let him feed you.
I thank thee much for it.
I scarcely speak to thank you for myself.
I will not hesitate to question you about your fortunes. Give us some music, and good cousins sing.
Blow, blow, thou winter wind, thou art not so unkind as man's ingratitude. Thy tooth is not so keen, because thou art not seen, although thy breath be rude. Hey-ho, sing hey-ho, unto the green holly. Most friendship is feigning, most loving mere folly. Then hey-ho, the holly, this life is most jolly. Freeze, freeze, thou bitter sky, that dost not bite so nigh as benefits forgot. Though thou the water's lord, thy sting is not so sharp as friend remembered not. Hey-ho, sing hey-ho, unto the green holly. Most friendship is feigning, most loving mere folly. Then hey-ho, the holly, this life is most jolly.
I'm the Duchess that loved your father, supported by the arm. Give me your hand. Let all your fortunes understand.
Not seen him since. Sir, sir, this cannot be. But were I not the better part beg mercy, I should seek an absent argument of my revenge thou present. But look to it, find out thy brother, seek him with candor, bring him dead or living within this 12-month, or turn thou no more to seek a living within this territory. Thy lands and all the things that thou dost call thine were seizure, do we seize into our hands till thou canst quit thee of thy brother's mouth of what we think against thee.
Oh, that your highness knew my heart in this. I never loved my brother in my life.
More villain now. Well, push him out of doors, and let my officers of such a nature make an extent upon his house and lands. Do this expediently, and turn him going.
Hang there, my verse, in witness of my love. And thou thrice-crowned queen of night, survey with thy chaste eye from thy pale sphere above. Oh, Rosalind, these trees shall be my books, and in their barks my thoughts all character, that every eye within this forest look shall see thy virtue witnessed everywhere. Run, run, Orlando, carve on every tree the fair, the chaste, and unexpressive she.
That is the way to make her scorn you. And how like the shepherd's life, Master Touchstone?
In respect of itself, it is a good life. In respect that it is a shepherd's life, it is not. In respect that it is solitary, I like it well. In respect that it is private, it is a very vile life. In respect that it is in the fields, it pleaseth me well. In respect that it is not in the court, it is tedious. Wast ever in courtship? have any philosophy in thee, shepherd?
No more, but that I know the more one sickens, the worse at ease he is. That the property of rain is to wet, and fire to burn, and good pasture makes fat sheep, and that a great cause of the night is lack of the sun.
Such is a natural philosopher. Wast ever at court, shepherd?
No, truly.
Then thou art damned!
Nay, I hope.
Truly, thou art damned like an ill-roasted egg, all on one side.
Not being at court, your reason.
Why, if thou never wast at court, then thou never sawest good manners. And if thou never sawest good manners, then thy manners must be wicked. And wickedness is sin, and sin damnation. Thou art in a parlous state, shepherd.
Naughty wit, Touchstone. Those that are good manners at the court are as ridiculous as the country, as the behavior of the country is most mockable. You told me you not salute at the court, but you kissed your hands that courtesy would be uncleanly if courtiers were shepherds.
Instance briefly come, instance.
Besides, our hands are hard.
Your lips will feel them sooner. A shallow instance, a better one, come.
And they often tarred over with the surgery of our sheep. Would you have us kiss tar? The courtier's hands are perfumed over with civet.
Most shallow man! Thou worm's meat in respect to a good piece of flesh. Learn otherwise and prepare it. Civet is of a baser birth than tar, the most uncleanly flux of a cat. A shallow instance, again come a more sounder instance.
You have too courtly wit for me. I'll rest.
Wilt thou rest damned? Most shallow man! God make incision in thee. God bless thee, shallow man.
Sir, I am a true laborer. I earn that I eat, get that I wear. Oh, no man hates, and be no man's happiness. Glad of other men's good, content with my harm, and the greatest of my prize is to see my ewes graze, and my lambs suck.
That is another simple sin in you, to bring the rams and the ewes together, and to offer to get your living off the copulation of cattle, be bought to a bellwether, to betray a she-lamb of a 12-month, to a crooked, patted, old, cuckoldly ram. If thou art not down for this, the devil himself shall have no shepherds. I can't see how thou shouldst escape.
Here comes young Master Ganymede and my new mistress's brother.
From the east to the west end, no jewel is like Rosalind, her work mounting on the wind, so all the world could bear Rosalind. All the pictures of the fair slain are but black to Rosalind. Let no face be kept in mind but the fair of Rosaline.
I'll rhyme you, sir. 8 years together, dinners and suppers and sleeping hours expected. 'Tis the right bottleman's rank to market.
Out, fool!
For a taste! If heart do lack a hind, let him seek out Rosalind. Him, if cat will after kind, so be sure will Rosalind. Him that sweeteth rose doth find true love and Rosalind. 'Tis a very false garb of verses. Why do you infect yourself with them?
Peace, you dull fool! I found them on a tree.
Truly, the tree doth yield bad fruit.
Peace, I say. But look, here comes my sister, reading. Stand aside.
How brief the life of man runs his erring pilgrimage, that the stretching of a span buckles in his sum of age, sum of violated vows twixt the souls of friend and friend. But upon the fairest vows, or every sentence end, will I, Rosalinda, write, teaching all that read to know, the quintessence of every sprite, heavenward in little show. Therefore, heaven nature charged that one body should be filled with all graces wide and large, nature presently distilled. Thus, Rosalind of many parts, by heavenly synod was devised, of many faces, eyes, and hearts, to have the touches dearest prized. Heaven would that she these gifts should have, and I to live and die her slave.
Most gentle pulpiter, what tedious homily of love do you weary your parishioners withal? And never cry, have patience, good people.
Good shepherd, go off a little, go with him, sirrah.
Let us make an honorable retreat, not with bag or baggage, but with scrip and scrippage.
Trow you who hath done this?
Is it a man?
And a necklace that you once wore about his neck. Could you color?
I prithee, who is it?
It is a hard matter for friends to meet, but mountains may be removed at such an acquaintance.
Nay, but who is it?
Oh, wonderful, wonderful, and most wonderful, wonderful, and yet again, wonderful, and after that of all whooping.
I prithee, with the most petitionary benefit, you must tell me who it is. I might thou couldst stammer. Pour this concealed man out of thy mouth, as wine comes from a narrow-mouthed bottle, either too much at once, or none at all. I prithee, take the cork out of thy mouth, that I might drink thy tidings.
So you may put a man in your belly.
Is he of God's making? What manner of a man is he? Is his head worth a hat, or his chin worth a beard?
He hath but a little beard.
Why, God will send more, if he be thankful. Let me stay the growth of his beard, if thou delay me the knowledge of his chin.
It is young Orlando that tripped up the rest of his heels, and your heart both in an instant.
Nay, but the devil take walking. Speak, sad brown true maid.
I prithee, it is him,
Orlando.
Orlando.
Alas the day! What shall I do with my doublet and host? What said he when he sawest thou? How looked he? Where went he? What remains he? What makes he here? Did he ask for me? How parted he with thee? When shall I see him again? Answer me in one word.
You must borrow me Gargantus's mouth first. 'Tis a word too great to say aye and nay to these particulars is more than to answer in catechism.
But doth he know that I am in the forest and in man's apparel? Look he as freshly as he did the day of wrestling.
It is as hard to count autonomies as to resolve the propositions of a lover. But take an observance of my finding him. I found him under a tree, like a dropped acorn.
It'll be called Jove's tree when it drops forth such fruit.
Give me an audience, good madam.
Proceed.
He lay long, like a wounded knight.
Don't be a pity to see such a sight. It well becomes the ground.
Cry hurrah to thy tongue, it curvets unseasonably. He was furnished like a hunter.
Oh, ominous, he comes to kill my heart.
I would sing my song without a burthen. Thou bringest me out of tune.
Do you not know I'm a woman, but I think I must speak. Sweet, say on.
You bring me out. Soft, comes he not here?
'Tis he, slink by and note him.
I thank you for your company, but in good faith, I had as have been myself alone.
And so had I. But yet, for fashion's sake, I thank you too for your company.
God be with you. Let me as little as we can.
I do desire we may be better strangers.
I pray you, mar no more trees with carving love songs on their barks.
I pray you, mar no more of my verses with reading them ill-favoredly.
Rosalind, is your last name?
Yes. Jest.
I do not like her name.
There was no such a pleasing year when she was christened.
What stature is she of?
Just as high as my heart.
You are full of pretty answers. Have you not been acquainted with goldsmiths' wives and conned them out of rings?
Not so. But I answer you right painted cloth, from whence you have studied your questions.
You have a nimble wit. Will you sit down with me, and we too will rail against our mistress the world, and all her misery?
I will try no breather in the world but myself, against whom I know most faults.
The worst fault you have is to be in love.
'Tis a fault I will not change for your best virtue.
By my shot, I was looking for a fool when I found you.
He is drowned in the brook, but look in, and you shall see him,
There shall I see my note figure.
which I take to be either a fool or a cipher.
I'll tarry no longer with you. Farewell, good Signor Love.
I'm glad your departure. Adieu, good Madame Melancholy.
I will speak to him like a saucy lackey and play the knave with him. Do you hear, Forster?
Very well. What would you?
I pray thee, what is the o'clock?
You should ask me what time of day. There's no clock in the forest.
Then there's no true lover in the forest, else there be sighing every minute and groaning every hour that could detect the lazy foot of time as well as o'clock.
Well, what about the swift foot of time? Had not that been as proper?
By no means, sir. Time travels in divers pace with divers persons. I will tell you who time ambles withal, who time trots withal, who time gallops withal, and who he stands still withal.
I prithee, who trots it withal?
Marry, he hard trots with the maid between the contract of her marriage and the day it is solemnized.
Who ambles time withal?
Look at the priest that lacks Latin, and the rich man that hath not the gap. For the one sleeps easy because he cannot study, and the other lives merrily because he feels no pain. These time ambles withal.
Who doth he gallop withal?
With the thief to the gallows. For though he fall as softly as foot could, he speaks himself too soon there.
Who stays at stand?
With the lawyer between term and term, where they sleep not, and they perceive not how time moves.
Where dwell you, pretty youth?
With the shepherdess, my sister, here in the forest, like fringe upon a petticoat.
Are you native of this place?
As the Connie that you see dwelling where she is kindled.
Your accent is something finer than could be purchased in so remote a dwelling.
I have been told so by many. Indeed, an old religious uncle of mine taught me to speak. He was an inland man in his youth, and there he fell in love in courtship all too soon. He speaks many lectures against it, and I thank God that I am not a woman to be charged with so many giddy offenses, and he hath taxed their whole sex withal.
I prithee, recount some of them.
No, I will not cast away my physic, but on the sick. There is a young man, haunts the forest, abuses our trees, carving Rosalind on their barks. I would like to meet this fancy monger and give him good counsel, for he seems to have the quotient of love upon him.
I am he that is so love-shaken. I pray you, tell me your remedy.
There are none of my uncle's marks upon you. I see you are not in the cage of rushes of love.
What were his marks?
A lean cheek, which you have not. A blue eye and sunken, which you have not. An unquestionable spirit, which you have not. A beard neglected, which you have not. Although, I can pardon you for that. It is simply a younger brother's revenue. Although your hose should be unguarded, your bonnet unbanded, your sleeve unbuttoned, your shoe untied, and everything about you a careless desolation. But you are no such a man, rather point divides in your accoutrements, seeming a lover of yourself and a lover of another.
Fair youth, I would I could make thee believe I love.
Make me believe it. You would rather make her in which you love believe it, which she is after to than to tell you she does. This is one of the lies in which women give their consciences. But are you the man that hangs Rosalind upon their barks?
I swear to thee by the white hand of Rosalind, I am that he, that unfortunate he.
Are you so in love as your rhymes do speak?
Neither rhyme nor reason can express how much.
Love is merely a madness, I tell you, and deserves a dark house and a whip as madmen do. The reason you are not so cured in counsel is that the whippers are in love too. Yet I profess to cure it by counsel.
Did you ever cure any so?
Yes, one, and in this manner. He was to imagine me, his mistress, at which time me, being a moonish youth, would grieve, be effeminate, changeable, longing and liking, proud, fantastical, apish, full of tears, and then full of smiles. For every passion something, and for no passion truly anything, as boys and women are, cattle of this color. I would now like him, now loathe him, now forswear him, then weep for him, then spit at him. And thus I cure him, and so I will wash your liver as clean as a sound sheep's heart, and there shall be no spot of love in it.
I would not be cured, youth.
I would cure you if you would but call me Rosalind and come to my coat every day and woo me.
I will. Tell me where it is.
I will go and show it you, but you must tell me in the forest where you live. Will you go?
I will, fair youth.
Nay, but call me Rosalind. Come, sister, will you go?
Shall I fetch up thy goats, Audrey? And how, Audrey? Am I the man yet? Does my simple feature content you?
Your features? Lord warrant us. What features?
I am here with thee and thy goats. A most capricious poet.
Would you not have me be honest?
Nay, unless thou art hard favored. For to pair honesty to beauty is to have honey, a sauce to sugar.
A material fool.
Well, I am not fair, and therefore I pray the gods make me honest.
Nay, to put of honesty upon such a flawless slut would be to put good meat in an unclean dish.
I am not a slut, though I thank the gods I am foul.
Well, praise be thy gods for thy foulness. Sluttishness may come hereafter. But be as it may be, I will marry thee. And to that extent, I have been with Sir Oliver Martext, the vicar of the next village. And he has promised to meet me in this place of the forest, and to couple us.
I would fain see this meeting.
Well, the gods give us joy.
Amen. Here comes Sir Oliver. Good even, good Sir Oliver. How make you, sir? Wilt you dispatch us under this tree, or shall we go with you to your chapel?
Is there none here to give the woman?
I will not take her on gift of any man.
Truly, she must be given, or the marriage is not lawful.
Proceed, proceed. I'll give her.
Good even, mistress. What you call it? God I'll do, sir. God how be with you. God bless you for your last intercourse. I am very glad to see you.
Will you be married, Bobby?
Sir, as the ox hath his bow, the horse his curb, the falcon his bells, so man too hath his desires. And as pigeon's bill, so wedlock would be nibbling.
And would you, being a man of your breeding, be married here under a bush like a beggar? Get you to church and have a good priest that can tell you what marriage is. This fellow here would join you as they join wainscot, and then one of you will prove a shrunk panel, and like green timber, warp warp.
I am not of the mind that I would be better married of him than of another, for he is not like to marry me well. And being not well married, it would be a good excuse hereafter to leave my wife.
Come down with me, and let me counsel thee.
Come, sweet Audrey, we must be married, or live in bawdry. Farewell, good Oliver. No, not, oh sweet Oliver, oh sweet Oliver. Leave me not behind thee, but wind away, be gone, I say. I will not to wedding with thee.
'Tis no matter, ne'er a fantastical knave of some sort shall flout me out of my calling.
Never talk to me, I will weep.
Do I, prithee, but yet have the grace to consider that tears do not become a man.
Do I not have the cause to weep?
As good cause as one would desire, therefore weep.
Even his hair is out of dissembling color.
Something browner than Judas's. Mary, his kisses are Judas's own children.
My faith, his hair is of good color.
Your chestnut was ever the only.
His kissing is that, the touch of holy bread.
He hath bought a pair of calf's lips, something as Diana's, a nun of winter sisterhood kisses, the very ice of chastity is in them.
But did he not say he would come, and he comes not?
Aye, there is no truth in him.
Do you think so?
I do not think him as a covered goblet or a worm-eaten nut, but I do think him as a worm-eaten apple.
Not true in love.
When he's in, but I think he's not.
But you heard him downright swear he was.
Was is not is. Besides, the oath of a lover is no stronger than the word of a tapster. They're both confirmers of false reckonings. He attends me in the forest, on the Duchess, your mother.
I met the Duchess yesterday and had much a word with her. She asked me of what parentage I was, so I told her as good as she. So she laughed and let me go. But why talk of mothers when there is such a man as Orlando?
Oh, that's a brave man. He writes brave verses, speaks brave words, swears brave oaths, and breaks them bravely, quite traverse. For the word of a lover is no more stronger than that of a goose, for he breaks his staff on one side, but spurs his horse on the other. Who comes here?
Mistress and master have often inquired after the shepherd that you saw complaining of love, that you saw sitting by me on the turf, praising the proud, disdainful shepherdess. That was his mistress.
Well, and what of it?
If you see a pageant truly played, between the pale complexion of true love and the red glow of scorn and proud disdain.
Oh, come, let us remove. The sight of lovers feedeth those in love. Bring us, we may see, and I'll prove a busy actor in their play.
Oh, dear Phoebe, do not scorn me. Do not, Phoebe. Say that you love me not, but say not so in bitterness. For the common executioner, whose heart the accustomed sight of death makes hard, falls not the axe upon the humbled neck, but first begs pardon. Will thou be sterner be than he that lives and dies by bloody drops?
I would not be thy executioner. I fly thee, for I would not injure thee. Thou tellst me there is murder in mine eye? 'Tis pretty sure, and very probable. That eyes that are the frailest and softest things, who shut their coward gates on enemies, should be called tyrants, butchers, murderers. Now I do frown on thee with all my heart. And if my eyes can wound, now let them kill thee.
Dear Phoebe, if ever, as that ever may be near, you meet in some fresh cheek the power of fancy, then shall you know the wounds invisible that love's keen arrows make.
As till that time, come not thou near me, and when that time comes, afflict me with thy mocks, pity me not. As till that time, I will not pity thee.
And why, I pray you? Who might your mother be, that you insult, exult, and all at once, over the wretched? What thou, you have no beauty. I see no more in you than without candle go dark to bed. Must you therefore be proud and pitiless? Why, what means you? Why do you look on me so? I see no more in you than the ordinary of nature's silver. Oath my will, I think she means to tangle my eyes too. No faith, proud mistress, hope not after it. Come, you foolish shepherd, whereon do you follow her? You are 1,000 times a properer man than she is a woman. 'Tis such fools as you that make the world full of ill-favored children. But know yourself, mistress, down on your knees and thank heaven fasting for a good man's love. For I must tell you, friendly in your ear, sell when you can, you are not for all markets. Why, take his offer and love him. Have her, shepherd, and fare you well.
Sweet youth, I pray you, chide a year together. I'd rather hear you chide than this man woo.
He's fallen in love with her foulness, and she'll fall in love with my anger. If it be so, as much as she answers him with frowning looks, I'll sauce her with better words. Why do you look upon me so?
For no ill will I bear you.
I pray you, do not fall in love with me, for I am falser than battles made in wine. Besides, I like you not. If you will go to my house, here, by the tuft of hard olives, come, sister, shepherd, ply her heart. Will you go? Shepherdess, look on him better, and be not proud. All the world can be so abused in sight as he. Come to our flock.
Sweet Phoebe.
Ha! What sayest thou, Sylvius?
Sweet Phoebe, pity me.
Why, I am sorry for you, gentle Sylvius.
But have you
why, that were covetousness. Sylvius, the time was that I hated thee, and yet it is not that I bear thee love. But since thou canst talk of love so well, thy company, which erst was irksome to me, I shall endure. And I'll employ thee too. But do not look for further recompense than thine own gladness that thou art employed.
So holy and so perfect is thy love. Loose now that a scattered smile, and that I'll live upon.
Knowest thou the youth that spoke to me ere a while?
Not very well, but I have met him off. He hath bought the cottage and the bounds which Colonel once was master of.
Think thou I love him, though I ask for him. 'Tis but a peevish boy, yet he talks well. But what care I for words, yet words do well that when he that speaks them pleases those who hear. He is a pretty youth, not very pretty, well, to fall in love with him. But for my part, I love him not, nor hate him not. And yet I have more reason to hate him than to love him. For what had he to do to chide at me? I'll write him a very taunting letter. And thou wilt bear it. Wilt thou, Sylvius?
Oh, Phoebe, with all my heart.
I'll write it straight. The matter's in my head and in my heart. Go with me, Sylvius.
I prithee, pretty youth, let me be better acquainted with thee.
They say you are a melancholy lady.
I am so. I do love it better than laughing.
Those that are in the extremities of both are abominable fellows, and betray themselves to every modern censure worse than drunkards.
Why, 'tis good to be sad and say nothing.
Why then 'tis good to be opposed.
I have neither the scholar's melancholy, which is emulation, nor the musician's, which is fantastical, nor the courtier's, which is proud, nor the soldier's, which is ambitious, nor the lawyer's, which is politic, nor the maiden's, which is nice, nor the lover's, which is all these. But it is a melancholy of mine own, compounded from many simples, extracted from many objects, and is indeed the sun-dry contemplation of my travels, which traps me in a most humorous sadness.
O traveler, you have great reason to be sad. I fear you have sold your lands to see other men. It is to have seen much and have nothing. It is to have rich eyes and poor hands.
Yes, I have gained my experience.
And your experience makes you sad. I'd rather a fool make me merry than experience make me sad. And to travel for it, too.
Good day and happiness, dear Rosalind.
Nay then, God be with you, as you talk in blank verse.
Farewell, Monsieur Traveler. Why, how now, Orlando? Where have you been all this while? You, a lover, and serve me another trick. Come no more in my sight.
My fair Rosalind, I come within an hour of my promise.
Break an hour's promise in love.
Pardon me, dear Rosalind.
Nay, and you be so tardy. Come no more in my sight. I have leave to be wooed of a snail.
Of a snail?
Aye, of a snail. For though he comes slowly, he carries his house on his head. A better juncture, I think, than you make that with woman. Besides, he carries his destiny with him.
What's that?
One, armed with his fortune, and prevents the slander of his wife.
My Rosalind is virtuous.
Was I not your Rosalind?
It pleases him to call you so, but he hath the Rosalind of a better one than you.
Come, woo me, for now I am in holiday mood and like enough to consent. What would you, your very, very Rosalind?
I would kiss before I spoke.
Nay, but speak before you kiss. Those that for gravel would lack the matter, would take occasion to kiss. Very good orators, when they are out, they spit. And for lovers lacking, God will warn us, the cleanliest shift is to kiss.
How if the kiss be denied?
There begins new matters, and she puts you in entreaty.
Who could be out, being before his beloved mistress?
Marry, that should I. I would think my honesty riper than my wit.
What of my suit?
Not out of your apparel, yet out of your suit. Am I not your Rosalind?
I take some joy to say you are, because I would be talking of her.
Well then, in her person, I will not have you.
Then in mine own person, I die.
Hey, die by eternity. For the poor world is almost 6,000 years old. Men have died from time to time, and worms have eaten them, but not for love.
I cannot have my right Rosalind of this mind, for I protest, her friend might kill me.
By this hand it will not kill a fly. But come, I will be your Rosalind in a more coming-on disposition. Ask what you will, and I will grant.
And love me, Rosalind.
Yes, Fridays and Saturdays and all.
And will they have me?
Aye, 20 such.
I hope so.
Thou not good.
I hope so.
Then can I not have too much of a good thing? But come, sister, you will be our priest and marry us. Give me your hand, Orlando. What will you say?
I cannot say the words.
You must begin. Will you, Orlando?
Will you, Orlando, have to wipe this, Rosalind?
I will.
Aye, but when?
Why now, as fast as she can marry us.
Then you must say, I take thee, Rosalind, for thy wife.
I take thee, Rosalind, for a wife.
I would ask for your permission, but I take thee, Orlando, to be my husband. The girl goes before the priest, and I think certainly a woman's thoughts run before her actions.
So do all thoughts. They are winged.
But how long will you have her after you've possessed her?
Forever and a day.
Say the day without the ever. For men are December when they woo, April when they wed. Maids are May when they are maids. But the sky changes when they are wives. I would be more jealous than a Barbary cock pigeon is over his head, more clamorous than a parrot in the rain, more newfangled than an ape, more giddy in my desires than a monkey. I will weep for nothing like Diana at the fountain, and I will weep when thou art inclined to be merry. I will laugh like a hyena when thou art inclined to sleep.
But will my Rosalind do so?
By my life, she will do as I do.
Oh, but she is wise.
The wise, the waywarder, would make that of a woman's doors open, and will out at the casement.
A man with such a wife, with such a wit, might say, "Wit, whither wilt?"
Why, you may keep that check yet, but you will see your wife going to your neighbor's bed.
And what wit could have wit to excuse that?
To say she came to seek you there.
That's not good.
But must you be going? Alas, I couldn't laugh thee 2 hours.
I must attend the Duke at dinner. By 2 o'clock, I will be with thee again.
Hey, go your ways, go your ways. My friends told me as such. They told me what you would prove. Your flattering tongue won me over. And so come death. 2 o'clock is your hour.
Aye, sweet Rosalind.
By my troth, and in good earnest, and so God mend me. If the pretty oaks be not dangerous. If you break one jot in your promise, I will think you the most pathetical break promise. But go your ways.
With no less origin than if thou art indeed my Rosalind.
And let
Adieu.
And let time try. Adieu.
You have simply misused our sex and you have loved pride.
Oh, cuz, if thou didst know how many fathoms deep I am in love, my affections have no bottom.
Or rather bottomless, for no sooner have you poured in affection, it runs out.
Oh, face, cuz, I am in love. I cannot be out of the sight of Orlando. I'll go find a shadow and sign it to become.
And I'll go sleep.
What is he that killed the deer?
Madame, it was I.
That's the Duchess, like a Roman conqueror. I knew a duke from well to set the deer's horns upon his head. For grand victory. Have you no song, forester?
Yes, sir. Yes, my lady.
Sing it. 'Tis no matter how it may consume, so make it noise enough.
Shall we come back to the dew? These others came and homes to bear. Then sing him home, the rest shall bear this burden. Take down those gone to wear the horn. The horn, Lord's horn is not a thing to laugh
He hath taken up his bow and arrow, and is gone forth to sleep. Who comes here?
My errand is to you, fair youth. My dear Phoebe did bid me give you this. I know not the contents, but guessing by the stern brow and the waspish action she used while writing it, it contains an angry tenor. Though, but pardon me, I am but a guiltless messenger.
Patience herself would startle at this letter, and play the swagger, bear this and bear all. She says that I am proud, and that she could not love me. She calls me unfair, and that I lack manners. Why, a rare man as rare as Phoenix, oh to my will. Her love is not the hare that I do hunt. By right she so to me, shepherd. Did you invent this letter?
No, I protest. I know not the contents. Phoebe did write it.
You are in the extremity of love. Why, this is a man's hand and his invention.
Sure it is hers.
Why, 'tis a boisterous and cruel style, a style for challengers. Why, she defies me. Will you hear the letter?
So please you, for I have not heard it yet. Yet heard too much of Phoebe's cruelty.
She Phoebe's me. Mark how the tyrant writes. Art thou God to shepherd turned, that a maiden's heart hath burned? Can a woman rail thus?
Call you this railing?
By the Godhead laid apart, where's thou with a woman's heart? Did you ever hear such railings? While the eyes of man did wound me, that could do no vengeance to me. Meaning me, O beast. If the scorn of your bright eye have power to raise such love in mine, alack in me, what strange effect would they work in mild aspect? Whiles you chide me, I did love. How then might your prayers move? He that brings this love to thee, little knows this love in me, and by him sealeth thy mind. Whether that thy youth and kind will the faithful offer take of me and all that I can make, or else by him my love deny, and then I'll study how to die.
Call you this chiding?
Alas, poor shepherd.
Do you pity him? No, he deserves no pity. Wilt thou love such a woman, and let her play the strings on you like an instrument? Why, go your ways, for I see that love hath made thee a tame snake. If she do love me, I charge her to love thee. And if she will not, I will not love her until you entreat me. And from henceforth you go as a true lover. But look, here comes more company.
Good morrow, fair ones. Pray, tell me if you know, where in the purlieus of this forest stands a sheepcote, fenced about with olive trees?
West of this place, down in the neighboring garden, the rank of osiers by the murmuring stream. Left on your right hand brings you to the place. But at this hour the house doth keep itself. There is none within.
If then an eye may profit by a tongue, then should I know you by description, such garments and such years. The boy is fair, of female favor, and bestows himself like a ripe sister, the woman low and browner than her brother. Are you not the owner of the house I did inquire for?
It is no boast being asked to say we are.
Orlando doth commend him to you both, and to that youth he calls his Rosalind. He sends this bloody napkin.
What must we understand by this?
Some of my shame, if you will know of me, what man I am, and how, and why, and where this handkerchief was stained.
Pray, tell it.
When last the young Orlando parted from you, he left with a promise to return again, within an hour, and pacing through the forest, chewing the food of sweet and bitter fancy. Lo, it befell. He threw his eye aside, and marked what object would present itself. Under an oak, whose boughs were mossed with age, and high bald with dry antiquity, a wretched, ragged man, o'ergrown with hair, lay sleeping on his back. Around his neck a green and gilded snake had wreathed itself, who with her head nimble in threads approached the opening of his mouth. But, upon seeing Orlando, it unlinked itself, and with indented glides did slither away into a bush, under which bush's shade a lioness, with udders all drawn dry, lay crouching, head on ground, with cat-like watch. For 'tis the royal disposition of that beast, to prey on nothing that doth seem dead. This seen, Orlando did approach the man, and upon approaching, did find it was his brother, his elder brother.
I have heard him talk of such a brother. He did render him the most unnatural that lived amongst men.
And he might do so, for I know he was unnatural.
But to Orlando, leave him there, food to be sucked by hungry lioness.
Twice did he turn his back and propose to do so, but kindness nobler than revenge, and nature stronger than just occasion, made him give battle to the lioness, who quickly fell before him. And thus, hurling from miserable slumber, I awoke.
Are you his brother?
Is it you he rescued?
What's you that did so oft declare to kill him?
'Twas I, but 'tis not I. I do not shame to tell you what I was. It's my conversion so sweetly tastes, being the thing I am.
But for the bloody napkin.
By and by, from first to last, betwixt us two, tears my countenance, and how I came into that desert place. In brief, he led me to the gentle Duchess, who gave me entertainment in the fresh array, who, committing me unto my brother's love, led me instantly unto his cave. There he stripped, and here upon his arm the lioness had torn some flesh away, which all the while had bled. And now he fainted, and cried when on fainting upon Rosalind. In brief, I recovered him, bound his wound, and being strong at heart, in some time bid me come hither, stranger as I am, to give you this bloody napkin, and to see how you pardon him.
How now, Ganymede, sweet Ganymede.
Many will swoon when they do look on blood.
There is more in it. Ganymede, cousin.
Look, he recovers.
Whatever at home.
We'll lead you thither. I pray you, take him by the arm.
You a man, but you lack a man's heart.
I do so, I confess it. Hey, Sirrah, you must tell your brother how well I counterfeited to swoon. Hi-ho.
Counterfeit. There is too great a passion in your complexion, that it was a passion of earnest.
Counterfeit, I assure you.
Well, let's get in.
Hey, and I commend you. Tell your brother how well I counterfeited to swoon.
The time, Audrey. Patience, gentle Audrey.
Faith, the priest was good enough.
A most-
the old gentleman saying.
A most wicked Sir Oliver. A most vile Martex. But come, Audrey. There is a youth in the forest. Lays claim to you.
I know who 'tis. He hath no interest in me in the world. Look, here comes the man you meet.
It is meat and drink to see a clown. We that have good wits have much to answer for. We must be flouting. We cannot hold.
Good even, Audrey.
God ye good even, William.
And good even to you, sir.
Good even, gentle friend. Cover thy head. Cover thy head. Nay, prithee, be covered. How old art thou?
5 and 20, sir.
Was born in the forest here?
Aye, sir, I thank God.
Is thy name William?
William, sir.
A fair name. Art wise?
Aye, sir, I have a pretty wit.
Well, thou sayest well. I do now remember a saying. The fool doth think himself to be wise, but the wise man knoweth himself to be a fool. Art learned. Do thou lovest this maid?
I do, sir.
Give me thy hand. Art learned?
No, sir.
Then learn this of me. To have is to have. It being a figure of rhetoric. The drink being poured from a cup into a glass. By filling one, doth empty the other. And as all your writers do consent, that Ispe is he. So, you are not he. For I am Ispe.
Which he, sir?
He, sir, that must marry this woman. Therefore, you clown, abandon, which in the common is leave, the society, which in the boorish is company, of this female, which in the vulgar is woman, which together is abandon the society of this female, or clown, thou diest. Or, to thy better understanding, perishest. Or, to wit, I kill thee. Translate thy life into death, liberty into bondage. I will make thee away in poison, or in bastinado, or in steel. I will bandy thee in a faction. I will overrun thee with policy. I will kill thee in 150 ways. Therefore tremble. Heart.
God rest you merry, sir.
Our master and mistress seek you. Come, away, away.
Trip, Audrey, trip, Audrey. I attend. I attend.
Is it possible that on so little acquaintance you should like her, that, but seeing, you should love her, and loving woo, and wooing you should grant, and will you persevere to enjoy her?
Neither call the giddiness of it in question. The poverty of her, the sudden acquaintance, my sudden wooing, nor her sudden consenting. Say with me that I love Aliana, and say with her she loves me. Consent with both that we may enjoy each other. 'Twill be for your good. For my father's house and all the revenue that was old surrounds will I estate upon you, and here live and die a shepherd.
You have my consent. Let your wedding be tomorrow. Thither will I invite the Duke and all his contented followers. Go you and prepare Aliana. For look you, here comes my Rosalind.
God save you, brother.
And you, fair sister.
Why, it grieves me to see that your heart in a scarf.
It is my arm.
I thought thy heart had been wounded by the claws of a lion.
Wounded it is, but with the eyes of a lady.
Did your brother tell you how I counterfeited your spoon when I saw the handkerchief?
Aye, and greater wonders than that.
Oh, I know where you are. Nay, but 'tis true. There was never anything so sudden but the fight of 2 rams, or Caesar's thranasonical brag. I came, saw, and overcame. No sooner did your brother and my sister meet, but they looked. No sooner looked, but they loved. And no sooner loved, but they sighed. And no sooner sighed, but they sought the reason. No sooner knew the reason, but they sought the remedy. And thus made a pair of stairs to marriage, in which they will climb incontinent, and therefore be incontinent before marriage. They are in the very wrath of love, and they will be together.
He will be married tomorrow, and I will bid the Duke at the nuptial. But oh, how bitter a thing it is to look into happiness through another man's eyes. Tomorrow I will be at the height of heart heaviness, and thinking my brother happy and having what he wishes for.
Why then can I not serve your turn as Rosalind tomorrow?
I can live no longer by thinking.
Then I will weary you no longer with idle talking, but speak to you with some purpose. Believe me, if you will, that I can do strange things. I have, since I was 3 years old, conversed with this magician, most profound in his art, and yet not damnable. If you do love Rosalind, so near the heart as your gesture cries it out, when your brother and my cousin marry, will you marry Rosalind? It is not impossible for me, and I will bring her to you, human, and with no danger.
Speakest thou in sober meanings?
My troth, and in that earnesty, I say to you that I am a magician. Get you in your best array, and bid your friends, for you will marry Rosalind tomorrow. But look, here comes a lover of mine, and a lover of hers.
You have done me much ungentleness to show the letter I writ you.
Why, it is my study to be deceitful and ungentle to you.
Shepherd, tell this youth what is love.
It is to be made of all sighs and tears, and so I for Phoebe.
And I for Ganymede.
And I for Rosalind.
And I for no woman.
It is to be made of all faith and service, and so am I for Phoebe.
And so am I for Ganymede.
And I for Rosalind.
And I for no woman.
It is to be made of all fantasy, all wishes, all passion, all adoration, duty, and observance, all humbleness, all patience, all impatience, all purity, all trial, all obeisance, and so am I for Phoebe.
And so am I for Ganymede.
And so am I for Rosalind.
And so am I for no woman.
If this be so, why blamest thou you to love me?
If this be so, why blame you me to love you? I mean, you.
If this be so,
Why blame you me to love you?
Why do you speak too? Why blame you me to love you?
Tis she that is not here, nor doth not hear.
I pray thee no more of this, just like the howling of Irish wolves against the moon. I would help you if I can, and I would love you if I could. We must meet tomorrow. I will satisfy you if ever I satisfy man, and you shall be married tomorrow. I will content you if what pleases you contents you, and you shall be married tomorrow. As you love Rosalind, meet. As you love Phoebe, meet. And as I love no woman, I shall meet. And thus I leave you with your commands.
I'll not fail if I live.
Nor I.
Nor I.
Tomorrow is the glorious day when we will be married.
And I do desire it with all my heart, and I hope it is no dishonest desire to be a woman of the world.
Amen.
Dost thou believe, Orlando, that the boy can really give promise?
I sometimes do believe and sometimes do not. As those that fear they hope and know they fear.
Patience, once more, while our compact is urged. O Duchess, you say that if I will bring your Rosalind, that you will bestow her upon Orlando.
That would I, if I had kingdoms to give her.
And if I bring her, will you have her?
That would I, were I of all kingdoms king.
Phoebe, will you marry me if I be willing?
That will I, if I die the hour after.
Else you're refusing to marry this shepherd.
So is the bargain.
And shepherd, you will marry Phoebe if she does not want me.
It is as though to have her and death for one thing.
I have promised to do this. Keep your word, O Duchess, that you will give your daughter. You yours, Orlando, that you will have her daughter. Keep your word, Phoebe, that you will have me, else refusing, to wed this shepherd. Keep your word, Silvius, that you will have Phoebe, if she be willing. And thus I go, to make all these doubts easy.
I do remember the shepherd boy, some lively touches of my daughter's favor.
When I first saw him, methought he was a brother to your daughter. But, my good lady, this boy is forest born, and hath been tutored in the rudiments of many desperate studies by his uncle, whom he reports to be a magician, obscured in the circles of this forest.
There is sure another flood toward, and these couples are coming to the ark. Here come a pair of very strange beasts, in which all tongues are called fools.
Greetings and salutation to you all.
Good my lady, bid him welcome. This is the motley-minded gentleman, which I have so often met in the forest. He hath been a courtier, he swears.
If any man do doubt that, let him put me to my purgatation. I have trod a measure, I have flattered a lady. I have been politic with my friends, smooth with mine enemies. I have undone 3 tailors, had 4 quarrels, and would have liked to have fought 1.
How was that taken up?
Aye, sir, we met and found the quarrel was upon the 7th cause.
How 7th cause? Good my lady, like this fellow? And like him very well.
God I'll do, ma'am. I desire of the like. I press here, among the other country copulatives, to swear and to forswear, as marriage bonds and blood breaks. A poor virgin, sir, most ill-favoured thing, but mine own. 'Tis a poor humour of mine, to take that which no man else wilt. Rich honesty herself lives like a miser in a poor house, like your pearl in your foul oyster.
By my faith, he is very swift in speeches.
According to the fool's bolt and other dulcet diseases.
But for the 7th cause, how did you find the pearl upon the 7th cause?
Upon a lie, 7 times removed. As thus, sir, Audrey, bear your body more seemingly. As thus, sir, I did dislike the cut of a certain courtier's beard. He sent word, and I told him it was not well cut. He was of the mind that it was. This is called the retort courteous. If again I sent word, it was not well cut. He would say, he cut it to please himself. This is called the quip modest. If again it was not well cut, he disabled my judgment. This is called the reply churlish. If again it was not well cut, he would say, I spoke not true. This is called the reply churlish. If again it was not well cut, he would say, I lie. This is called the counter-check quarrelsome. If again it was not well cut, we would go on to the lie with the circumstance and the lie direct.
And how oft did you say his beard was not well cut?
I did dare go no further than the lie circumstantial, nor he dared give me the lie direct. So we measured swords and parted.
Could you nominate now the degrees of the lie?
Oh, sir, we quarrel by the book, as you have books for good manners. I will now name you the degrees. The first, the retort courteous. The second, the quip modest. The third, the reply churlish. The fourth, the reproof valiant. The fifth, the counter-check quarrelsome. The sixth, the lie with circumstance. And the seventh, the lie direct. All of these you may avoid, but the lie direct. And that too, with an if. I once knew when 7 justices could not take up a quarrel, but when the parties had met themselves together, one of them did but think of an if, such as, if you said so, then I said so. And they shook hands and swore brothers. If is your only peacemaker. Much virtue in if.
It is not a rare fellow, my lady. He is good at anything, and yet a fool.
He uses his folder like a stalking horse, and under the presentation that he shoots his whip.
Then is there mirth in heaven when earthly things make you atone together. Good Duchess, receive thy daughter. Hymen from heaven brought her. Yea, brought her hither that you might disjoin her hand with his, whose heart within her bosom is.
To you I give myself, for I am yours. And to you I give myself, for I am yours.
There be truth in sight, you are my daughter.
If there be truth in sight, you are my Rosalind.
If sight and shape be true, why then, my love, adieu.
I will have no mother if you be not she. And I will have no husband if you be not he. And I will marry no woman if you be not she.
Peace, oh I bear confusion, 'tis I make conclusion of these strange events. Here's 8 that must take hands to join in Hymen's bands. If truth holds true content, you and you no cross shall part. You and you are heart and heart. You to his love must accord, or have a woman to your lord. You and you are sure together as winter to thaw weather. Whilst the wedlock Hymen we sing, feed yourselves with questioning, how thus we met and these things finish.
Oh, niece, welcome thou art to me. Even daughter, welcome in no less degree.
Silvius, I will not eat my word. Now thou art mine.
Let me have audience for a word or two. I am the second son of old Sir Rowland that bring these tidings to this fair assembly. Duchess Francesca, upon how hearing that every day men of great worth resorted to this forest, addressed the power which were on foot, her own conducts purposely to take her sister here and put her to the sword. And to the skirts of this wild wood she came, where meeting with an old religious man after some question with him was converted, both from her enterprise and from the world, her crown bequeathing to her younger sister, and all of their lands that were with them exiled restored again. This to be true, I do engage my life.
Welcome, young man, fairly to thy brother's wedding. To one, a land withheld, and to the other, a large and potent dukedom. First, in this forest, let us do these ends. To one, they were well begun and well begot. And after every of this happy number that ever endured true days and nights with us, shall share the good of our returned fortune. Play music, brides and bridegrooms all, with measures heaped in joy to measures fall.
Sir, by your patience, if I heard you rightly, the Duchess has thrown into neglect the pompous court and put on a religious life?
She hath.
To her I will, for out of these poverties there is much to be heard and learned. You, to your former honor, I bequeath, your patience and virtue, well deserve it. You, to love, your faith of merit. You, to your love and land and great allies. You, to a long and well-deserved bed. And you, to wrangling, for thy love voyages were but 2 months visual. So, to your pleasures, I am for other than for dancing measures.
Stay, Jacqueline, stay.
To see no pastime I, but you would have, I'll stay to know at your abandoned cave.
Proceed, proceed. We will begin these rites, as we do trestle under true delights.
Hey!
Is it not the fashion to see the lady the epilogue, but 'tis no one more unhandsome than to see the lord the prologue? If it be true that good wine needs no bush, 'tis true that a good play needs no epilogue. Yet to good wine they do use good bushes, and plays do prove the better with the help of an epilogue. What a case am I in then, that neither with a good epilogue, nor cannot insinuate with you on behalf of a good play. My way is to conjure you in this, and I will begin with the women. I charge you, O woman, for the love you bear to man, like as much of this play as please you. And I charge you, O men, for the love you bear to women, for I perceive by your simpering that you do not hate them. If I were a woman, I would kiss as many of you that had good faces that liked me, complexions that pleased me, or breaths that I defied not. And I do think as many of you do have good faces, or sweet breaths, would, for my kind offer, when I make curtsy, bid me farewell.